March 4, 2022. 3:21 a.m. Utah. A 911 operator answers. 911, what's your emergency? A woman's voice. Frantic. Crying, my husband, he isn't breathing. I think he's dead. The operator tries to calm her down. Ma'am, where are you? I'm at home. I went to check on him and he's cold. He's not breathing. First responders are dispatched. They arrive at a large house in a small mountain town near Park City, Utah. Beautiful area. Wealthy neighborhood. They find a man in bed. 39 years old. Not breathing. No pulse, he's been dead for hours. His body is already cold. The medical examiner performs an autopsy. Cause of death, fentanyl overdose, but not just any overdose. 5 times the lethal dose. The amount of fentanyl in his system could have killed 5 people. The man's name is Kouri Richins. He's a successful businessman. Co-owner of a masonry company. Father of 3 young boys, and the woman who called 911. That's his wife. Kouri Richins. She tells police Eric made himself a Moscow Mule cocktail to celebrate her closing a real estate deal. He drank it in bed. She found him unresponsive hours later. Police initially treat it as an accidental overdose. Maybe Eric was using drugs. Maybe he got bad pills, but then Eric's family comes forward. They tell police something chilling. Eric told them before he died, if anything happens to me. Kouri is responsible, and that's not all. A year after Eric's death, Kouri does something that will shock the entire nation. She publishes a children's book. About grief. About losing a parent. The book is called, Are You With Me? It features a father with angel wings watching over his young son. Kouri appears on local TV promoting it. She's crying. Emotional. I wrote this to help my sons understand what happened to their daddy, she says. The book gets local media coverage. Kouri becomes a minor celebrity, and then, 1 month after that TV appearance, police arrest her for murder. Because what police discovered about Kouri Richins is more than just a suspicion. They have text messages, surveillance footage, witnesses. They know Kouri bought fentanyl from her housekeeper 4 times. They know she tried to kill Eric before. Twice. Once in Greece years ago. Once on Valentine's Day, 3 weeks before his death. They know she was $7.50 million in debt. They know she had a secret boyfriend. Was planning a future with him. They know she forged Eric's signature on a $2 million life insurance policy. And they know that after Eric changed his will to remove her, afraid she was going to kill him, Kouri went ahead and did it anyway. This is the story of Kouri Richins. A woman who wrote a children's book about grief for the husband she murdered, and right now, as I'm recording this, she's on trial in Park City, Utah. The trial started February 23, 2026. We're currently in week 3, let's go back to the beginning. To when Kouri and Kouri Richins met, and to the marriage that would end with Moscow Mules and fentanyl. This case involves poisoning, multiple murder attempts, and is currently in active trial. Details are graphic and disturbing. Welcome to Case Unknown. This is a developing story. The trial is happening right now. New testimony every day. Kouri Richins faces life in prison if convicted of murdering her husband Eric with fentanyl. But this isn't just a murder case. This is a story about greed, deception, and a children's book written by a woman who prosecutors say killed the father of her 3 children. This is the Kouri Richins case, and it's unfolding in real time. Let's begin. Utah. Early 2010s. Kouri Darden Long meets Kouri Richins. Kouri is in her mid-20s. Beautiful. Ambitious. She works in real estate. Eric is a few years older. Hardworking. Successful. He co-owns CE Masonry with his business partner Kouri Richins. The company does well. Eric makes good money. They start dating. Fall in love. Get married. By all appearances, they're the perfect couple. They have 3 sons together. Beautiful kids. They buy a large house in a small mountain town about 45 minutes from Salt Lake City. Gorgeous area. ski resorts nearby. Safe community, Eric is a devoted father. His friends describe him as having a magnetic personality. Dependable. Loyal. The kind of guy you want as your friend and business partner. Kouri is energetic. Involved in the kids' schools and sports. She starts flipping houses, buying properties, renovating them, selling them for profit. From the outside, they have everything, but behind closed doors, the marriage is crumbling, the money problems begin. Kouri's real estate business is growing fast. She's buying multiple properties, flipping houses, taking on bigger projects, but she's also spending way more than she's making. By 2020, she owes hundreds of thousands of dollars. Multiple loans. Credit cards maxed out. She's constantly asking Eric for money. In October 2020, CE Masonry, Eric's company, loans Kouri's business $200,000. It's a huge loan. Eric's business partner Kouri Richins agrees to it because Eric vouches for Kouri, but Kouri keeps spending. By 2021, things are getting worse. Eric starts to realize Kouri is not just bad with money. She's hiding things from him. In October 2021, Eric meets with an estate planning attorney. He tells the attorney, Kouri is engaging in ongoing abuse and misuse of his finances. He's worried. Really worried, so he makes changes. November 2021, Eric removes Kouri as the beneficiary of his $500,000 life insurance policy through work. He transfers their family home into a trust controlled by his sister Katie. He transfers his interest in CE Masonry into the same trust. Eric is protecting his assets in case they divorce, or in case something happens to him, because by this point, Eric suspects Kouri might be planning something. December 2021. Kouri talks to a friend. Kouri confides in a friend. She's frustrated. Unhappy, I feel trapped, Kouri says. I'm stuck in this marriage. The friend listens. Tries to be supportive, then Kouri says something chilling. It would be better if you were dead. The friend is startled. What do you mean? Kouri doesn't elaborate. Just says she can't see an easy way out of the marriage. The friend doesn't report it. Thinks Kouri is just venting. Doesn't think she's serious, but Kouri is serious, because by this point, she's already been planning Eric's murder. January 2022. The life insurance policy. Kouri applies for a new life insurance policy on Eric. This one is for $2 million. She names herself as the beneficiary. There's just one problem. Eric needs to sign the application, so Kouri forges his signature. Eric has no idea this policy exists. If he dies, Kouri gets $2 million. January 2022. The secret boyfriend. Kouri is having an affair. His name is Robert Josh Grossman. They've been seeing each other for months. Maybe longer. They text constantly. Romantic messages. I love you. I'll love you forever. They make plans. Talk about their future together. Vacations. Being a couple openly, but there's a problem. Eric. As long as Eric is alive, Kouri can't be with Josh. At least not publicly, and if she divorces Eric, with the changes he made to his estate, she gets nothing. No house. No business. Maybe not even the kids, but if Eric dies, Kouri gets $2 million in life insurance. She keeps the house, she thinks. And she can be with Josh. All she needs to do is kill Eric and make it look like an accident. Greece. A few years before 2022, Kouri and Eric take a trip to Greece. A vacation. Time together. One day, Kouri makes Eric a drink. Eric drinks it. Within minutes, he becomes violently ill. Sick to his stomach. Can barely stand. He calls his sister Katie from Greece. I think Kouri just tried to kill me. Katie is shocked. What? Eric, what happened? Eric explains, the drink Kouri made him. How sick he got immediately after. How Kouri wasn't surprised. Didn't seem concerned. Katie doesn't know what to say. Is Eric being paranoid? Is Kouri really trying to kill him? Eric recovers. They return home from Greece, but Eric never forgets. And he tells his family, If anything happens to me, Kouri is responsible. February 11, 2022. Kouri buys fentanyl, first time. Kouri calls her housekeeper, Carmen Mauber. Carmen has worked for Kouri for years. She cleans the house every other Friday. Kouri asks Carmen, "Can you get me some pain medication? It's for an investor I know." Carmen has a drug problem. She's been to rehab. She's currently on probation. But she knows people who sell pills, so she says yes. Carmen contacts a dealer. Buys pills. Gives them to Kouri. Kouri pays her. Thanks her. A few days later, Kouri calls again. Those pills weren't strong enough. "Can you get something stronger?" Carmen calls her dealer again. Robert Crozier. She wants something stronger. Robert says, "I have fentanyl pills." Carmen texts Kouri, "He has fentanyl. Do you want them?" Kouri responds, "Okay, go ahead and get them." Carmen meets Robert at a Maverick gas station in Draper, Utah. He hands her the pills. She hands him cash, then she gives the pills to Kouri. Kouri now has fentanyl. February 14, 2022. Valentine's Day. The second attempt. Eric wakes up on Valentine's Day. He's at home. Getting ready for work, Kouri surprises him. "I got you breakfast." She hands him a sandwich. A bagel sandwich from Mirror Lake Diner. Eric takes a bite. Within minutes, he feels wrong. His skin starts itching. Hives break out all over his body. He can't breathe properly. He grabs his EpiPen. Injects himself. The epinephrine helps. His breathing stabilizes, but Eric knows something is wrong. He calls his business partner, Kouri Wright. Kouri answers, "Hey, what's up?" Eric's voice sounds different. Scared. Urgent. "Kouri just tried to poison me." Kouri is stunned. "What?" "Eric, what happened?" Eric explains, "The sandwich. How sick he got. The hives. The EpiPen." Kouri has known Eric for over 10 years. He's only heard Eric sound like this twice before, when Eric's mother died, and when Eric was in a bad car accident. Eric is genuinely scared. "She's trying to kill me," Eric says. February 14, 2022. Later that day, Eric also calls his friend Joshua Kaze. The conversation is somber. Not like Eric at all. Joshua asks, "Are you okay? Are you going to the hospital?" Eric says he's fine now. But he's shaken. Joshua will later testify, Eric believed Kouri poisoned him that day, after Valentine's Day. Kouri buys more fentanyl. Kouri contacts Carmen again. "I need more." Carmen makes another buy from Robert Crozier. Gas station in Draper. Surveillance cameras capture it. Phone records confirm it. Kouri is stockpiling fentanyl. She tried to kill Eric on Valentine's Day. It didn't work. She's going to try again. March 3, 2022. Evening. Kouri is closing on a house. A real estate deal for her business. It's a big deal. She's excited. Eric is home with the kids. Working. Doing his thing. That evening, Kouri tells Eric, "We should celebrate. I'm closing the deal tomorrow." Eric agrees. "Sure," Kouri offers. "I'll make you a Moscow Mule." A Moscow Mule is a cocktail. Vodka, ginger beer, lime juice. Served in a copper mug. Eric likes Moscow Mules. He's had them before. Kouri makes the drink in the kitchen. She brings it upstairs to their bedroom. Hands it to Eric. Eric drinks it. March 4, 2022. Around midnight, Eric is in bed. He's feeling tired. A little off. He tells Kouri, "I don't feel great. I'm going to sleep." Kouri says okay. She stays up. On her phone. Texting her boyfriend Josh, Eric falls asleep, and he never wakes up. March 4, 2022. 3:21 a.m. Kouri calls 911, "My husband isn't breathing." First responders arrive. Eric is dead. Cold. Flatlined, paramedics try to revive him. Nothing, he's been dead for hours. The autopsy. The medical examiner performs an autopsy on Kouri Richins. Cause of death, fentanyl toxicity, the amount of fentanyl in Eric's system, 5 times the lethal dose. To put that in perspective, a lethal dose of fentanyl is about 2 milligrams. Eric had enough fentanyl in his system to kill 5 people. There's also acetylfentanyl in his system, a marker that indicates illicit fentanyl. Not pharmaceutical grade, this wasn't an accidental overdose. Eric didn't use drugs recreationally. His friends all testify, they never saw Eric use drugs. Ever. Someone gave him this fentanyl, and the medical examiner believes it was administered by someone else. March 4th to 5th, 2022. Kouri's behavior. Hours after Eric dies, Kouri starts acting strange. She calls life insurance companies. When can I get the payout? She's asking about policies. How much she'll receive. When the money will come through, one policy pays out quickly, $250,000, the others are on hold. The insurance companies are investigating. Kouri is frustrated. She calls multiple times. Why is this taking so long? March 5th, 2022. The celebration of life. The next day, Kouri hosts an informal celebration of life for Eric at the house. Friends and family come over. It's supposed to be low-key for the kids, but people notice. Kouri seems fine. Not devastated. Not falling apart. She's hosting. Socializing. Acting almost normal. March 6th, 2022. Kouri assaults Eric's sister. Eric's sister, Katie, shows up at the house. She needs to talk to Kouri about Eric's estate. The trust. The house and business that Eric put in Katie's control. Kouri doesn't want to hear it. She becomes enraged. Starts yelling, then she physically attacks Katie. Police are called. Kouri is charged with assault. This is 2 days after Eric died. 1 year later. March 2023, Kouri publishes a children's book. The title, Are You With Me? The book is about grief. About a young boy losing his father. The illustrations show a father with angel wings, watching over his son. Still present, just in a different way, Kouri promotes the book locally. Goes on TV. Gives interviews. She appears on Good Things Utah in April 2023. The host asks, "What inspired you to write this book?" Kouri, crying, "I wanted to help my sons understand what happened to their daddy. I couldn't find any books that explained it the way I wanted. So I wrote one." She talks about Eric. How much she misses him. How hard it's been. The host is sympathetic. The audience feels for her. Kouri looks like a grieving widow trying to keep it together for her kids. Behind the scenes. The investigation. What Kouri doesn't know. Police have been investigating her for over a year. Eric's family went to police right after his death. Told them, Eric said if anything happened to him, blame Kouri. Police pulled Eric's phone records. Kouri's phone records. They found deleted text messages. Hundreds of them. They found texts between Kouri and her boyfriend Josh. They found evidence of Kouri buying fentanyl through Carmen Lauber. They interviewed Carmen. She admitted, she sold Kouri fentanyl. Multiple times. Kouri asked for the Michael Jackson stuff. Michael Jackson died from fentanyl/propofol. The Michael Jackson stuff means strong drugs. Police executed search warrants on Kouri's phones, computers, bank accounts. What they found was damning. May 8, 2023. Kouri is arrested. 1 month after Kouri's TV appearance promoting her grief book, police arrest her. Charges, aggravated murder, attempted aggravated murder, Valentine's Day poisoning, insurance fraud, forged signature on $2 million policy, forgery. Kouri pleads not guilty to all charges. She's held without bail. Jailed for nearly 3 years awaiting trial. The evidence against Kouri. Prosecutors compile their case. 1. Carmen Lauber's testimony. Kouri asked her to buy fentanyl 4 times. Kouri said the first pills weren't strong enough. Carmen met dealer Robert Crozier at Maverick gas station. Surveillance footage confirms the buys. Phone records confirm the buys. Carmen has immunity for her testimony. 2. The Valentine's Day poisoning. Eric's friend Kouri Wright testified Eric called him, said, "Kouri tried to poison me." Eric used his EpiPen. After eating sandwich Kouri bought him, Fentanyl can cause severe allergic reactions. 3. The Greece incident, Eric told his sister, Kouri tried to kill me, after drink made him violently ill. 4. The secret boyfriend, texts between Kouri and Josh Grossman, I'll love you forever, planning vacations together, discussing a future together. Josh testified at trial, cried on the stand. 5. The financial motive, Kouri was $7.50 million in debt. Forensic accountant testified, she forged Eric's signature on $2 million life insurance policy. She was about to lose everything in a divorce, but if Eric died, she'd get $2 million in life insurance. 6. Digital evidence, Kouri deleted 800 text messages. She searched online, luxury prisons for the rich. She searched, can police force you to take lie detector test? She searched, women's prisons in Utah. 7. Kouri's statements to friends. I feel trapped in this marriage, it would be better if you were dead. Friend testified to this at trial, February 23, 2026. The trial begins. Kouri Richins' murder trial starts in Park City, Utah. Judge Richard Mrazek presiding. Prosecutor Brad Bloodworth in his opening statement, the evidence will prove that Kouri Richins murdered Eric for his money and to get a fresh start at life. Defense attorney Catherine Nestor argues, the state cannot prove Kouri gave Eric the fentanyl. They can't even prove she had fentanyl. Their key witness, Robert Crozier, now says he only sold oxycodone, not fentanyl. The trial is scheduled for 5 weeks. Expected to conclude late March 2026, Week 1, February 23rd to 27th. The crime scene, first responders testify about the night Eric died. Crime scene technician Chelsea Gibson testifies about evidence collected. Medical examiner testifies, Eric died from illicit fentanyl. 5 times lethal dose, Week 2, March 2nd to 6th. The drugs, Carmen Lauber, housekeeper, testifies, sold Kouri fentanyl 4 times. Kouri asked for the Michael Jackson stuff. First pills weren't strong enough. Met dealer at gas station. Surveillance confirms. Robert Crozier, dealer, testifies, sold pills to Carmen Lauber, now says he only sold oxycodone, not fentanyl, changed his story. Was on drugs at the time, memory unclear. Defense uses his testimony to create reasonable doubt. Josh Grossman, boyfriend, testifies, was having affair with Kouri, loved her, they planned a future together, cried on the stand. Week 3, March 9th to 13th. The finances and motive, forensic accountant Brooke Carrington testifies, Kouri was $7.50 million in debt as of March 2022, her business was mismanaged, accounts in the red, she was desperate for money. Cody Wright, Eric's business partner, testifies, Eric called him Valentine's Day 2022, said, Kouri tried to poison me. Eric sounded scared. Only heard him like that twice before. Eric never used drugs. Friends testify. Kouri said, I feel trapped in this marriage. Kouri said, it would be better if you were dead. Eric told friends about Greece incident and Valentine's Day. Life insurance representatives testify, Kouri forged Eric's signature on $2 million policy. She called repeatedly asking when she'd get paid. Multiple policies totaling over $2 million. Digital forensics expert testifies, Kouri deleted 800 messages, searched for prisons. Lie detector tests, phone location data matches drug by locations. Where the trial stands now, March 10, 2026, the prosecution is close to resting its case. Nearly 40 witnesses have testified. The defense will present its case next week. Key defense strategy, Robert Crozier changed his story. Now says oxycodone, not fentanyl. Can't prove Kouri gave Eric the drugs. Maybe Eric obtained drugs on his own. Reasonable doubt. The jury will deliberate after both sides rest. Verdict expected, late March 2026. What we know for sure, Eric died from fentanyl poisoning. 5x lethal dose, illicit fentanyl. Kouri bought fentanyl. Carmen Lauber testified to this. Surveillance confirms, Kouri tried to kill Eric before. Greece incident, Valentine's Day sandwich. Kouri was $7.5 million in debt. Forensic accountant confirmed, Kouri forged Eric's signature on $2 million life insurance policy. Kouri had a boyfriend, Josh Grossman, planning future together. Eric feared Kouri, told family, if anything happens to me, blame Kouri. Kouri wrote a grief book, published 1 year after murdering Eric. The defense's case, the defense argues reasonable doubt. Robert Crozier changed his story, says he sold Oxy, not fentanyl, can't prove Kouri physically gave Eric the drink. With fentanyl, maybe Eric got drugs elsewhere. Carmen Lauber is a drug user, testimony questionable, but prosecutors counter. Carmen has immunity, no reason to lie, surveillance and phone records confirm the drug buys. Eric told multiple people Kouri tried to kill him, financial motive is overwhelming. Kouri's behavior after death, calling insurance companies immediately, shows guilt. If convicted, Kouri Richins faces life in prison without parole. Aggravated murder in Utah carries a mandatory life sentence. Her 3 sons, now being raised by Eric's family, will grow up knowing their mother killed their father, and then wrote a book about it. Eric Richins was 39 years old. He was a successful businessman, a devoted father, a loyal friend. He had his whole life ahead of him. In March 2022, someone gave him a Moscow Mule laced with 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl. That someone, prosecutors say, was his wife, Kouri Richins. She tried to kill him in Greece years ago. He survived. She tried to kill him on Valentine's Day 2022. He survived. On March 4, 2022, she tried again. This time, she succeeded. A year later, Kouri published a children's book about grief. About losing a father. She went on TV, promoted it, cried about how much she missed Eric, all while prosecutors were building a case against her. On May 8, 2023, 1 month after her TV appearance, Kouri was arrested for murder. She's been in jail ever since, awaiting trial for nearly 3 years, and now, in March 2026, her trial is finally happening. Nearly 40 witnesses have testified. The prosecution has presented overwhelming evidence. The fentanyl purchases, the secret boyfriend, the $7.5 million debt, the forged life insurance policy, the deleted text messages. The defense argues reasonable doubt. Soon, a jury will decide. Did Kouri Richins murder her husband, or is there enough doubt to acquit? We'll know in the coming weeks, but one thing is certain: 3 young boys lost their father, and no verdict will bring him back. The Kouri Richins trial is ongoing. The verdict is expected late March 2026. This is case unknown. Sometimes, the person you trust most is the person planning your murder, and sometimes, they write a children's book about it.